Morning. My name is Chris Keaveney. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Meritize. We're real excited to be here this morning to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. We formed this company in whole to address what we think is a very sizable skills gap in this country. People talk about different ways to measure it, but based on all the digging we've done, we believe today there are about 12 million jobs that go unfilled, some publicized, some not. That are not filled because the employers can't find folks with the talent they need. This ranges from things from like structural welding all the way up to pretty high-end medical technology, diagnostic medical sonography, perfusion technology. It could go on and on and on. But as bad as this is today, what this means in the middle of the next decade is that there could be upwards of 22 million jobs that are unfilled, not because people don't want the jobs, but because they don't have the skills to do it. And so we've developed a way, focusing on three things, to attack this skills gap. One is there's a lack of knowledge or identification of the folks who can fill these jobs. And two, there's a lack of access. And then three, you need to be able and able to efficiently place these folks. All of this stuff presents problems today. So we started out a couple of years ago, focusing largely on the access issue. And we've done this in a very non-traditional way. Over the course of the last decade, we've spent a lot of time creating analytics and models on helping to identify people who are likely to be successful at these skills-based jobs. We go beyond looking at credit. We look at academic records. We look at military records. We look at previous work experience. And we've been able to quantitatively show that all of this stuff leads to better outcomes, whether it be completion of school, ability to find gainful employment, and ability to advance in that employment. So what have we done so far? Well, we partner with over 200 schools and training facilities today to train people as welders all the way up to high-end medical technology. That 3,500 people is a little outdated. We're up to about 5,000 folks that we've been able to help gain access to training systems, and we've provided over $50 million in liquidity in this space. What we realized as we got into this is that there was a piece of the equation that was missing, which is we could focus on allowing people to gain access. We could help identify the folks who are going to be successful once they get that access. But it was still a really efficient process once someone finished the training and wanted to find that employment. And so what we did is we figured out a way to bring employers into the mix, right? And by doing so, we're creating what we're calling what we like to call a much more efficient supply chain. So we're helping to identify people who have the aptitude, the grit, the determination to do this stuff. We are helping to create that talent, and we're helping to place them with employers. And the cool thing about this is that, one of the dirty little secrets in this post-secondary education space, especially in the skills-based space, is that schools spend a lot of time, money, and effort trying to recruit students. And my opinion, some of them are not very good at it. Employers spend a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money trying to recruit folks for the jobs they need to fill, and they're not terribly efficient at it. So our thought was, what if we take all of that effort, money, and redirect it towards a talent creation pipeline and actually help to have the education for people who are successful paid for. And that's what we're doing. We started this in the fourth quarter of last year. We've put 120 people through these training programs. We're now running 16 classes across 11 U.S. cities in things like welding, cardio technology, diesel technology, etc. And we're directly placing these people with employers once they finish the training. As they get placed with these employers, they're getting what we call a working interview. And as they're successful in these working interviews and are converted to full-time folks by the employers, they have been recruited, trained, and placed in a job without ever paying a penny for any of it. So how do we do this? Well, we've built out a platform and are continuing to build out this platform. We have a next generation of it that's coming out this summer called the Skills Building Platform, technology-driven solution. There are some folks who have started calling this like Match.com for skills jobs. I'm not sure I like that, but we'll go with it for now. Through this platform, we're able to qualify talent, right? We can have people tell us about their academic background, their military background, in a very detailed way. I don't have time to get into it here, but we'd be happy to talk to you about it. We're able to help fund that training, and we're able to find the employers who take these people straight out of the back end of it. It's technology driven. Employers can tell us what they need, when they need it, where they need it, and we're able to match that up with folks who are in need of those skills. We have a bunch of success stories. I had a little video here, which I think I screwed up the technology. I apologize. But, you know, we have a number of these, but this one gentleman, he resonates with me. He was bouncing around minimum wage jobs. He had a family to support. He was very stressed about how he was going to help his family get ahead. But the one thing that was obvious is that he had the desire and drive. We put him through a diesel technology program. He started work the day after his training without ever having paid a penny for it. And he continues to be very grateful. I hear from him quite frequently. What are we going to do? Well, in the first quarter of 2019, between folks we put through the program and folks that are in these programs right now, we have about 200 participants. Our technology platform is gaining efficiency. We're planning on, by the first quarter of next year, having 5,000 people go through these programs. We are working with some very well-known employers who plan on scaling these trainings from having 1 or 2 locations to 30 or 40 locations throughout the country, and we're prepared to grow with them. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time and attention. Feel free to reach out. We'd love to talk to you about what we're doing. Thanks.